game, if I'm correct, was it Ambush that beat
Serenity beat
Shiba?
Shiba. It
Serenity,
was
yeah.
Shiba had a 12-9 scoreline in favor of them, and then Serenity won 5 straight rounds in a row. 3 to take it to overtime, and then the first 2 in overtime, if we're not mistaken. So now they're going to roll out onto Haven yet again. They're tried and true thus far this tournament. And as expected, not much changing up for them. You got to keep your eyes on Sean and Showtime for Serenity here. If you haven't been with us for the rest of the day, those have been the 2 players who have been popping off the most for this team. And Ambush, you know, they come in with some very experienced players of their own. DSR, if I'm not mistaken, is someone we're going to have to keep our eye on. So both servers for both teams. Expect them to put up some pretty strong numbers. Ambush have been doing pretty well in some recent tournaments. I believe they took out Shine and Wen in a recent tournament by, I think it was Nerd Street Gamers. So that is no accomplishment to scoff at. And already, it's going to be that attack straight down B to reveal in mid there by that Silver Dart over from the A site. So now the rush is going to come onto that B site. They are going to be able to get this spike planted. It's not going to be inexpensive, but Easy will get away with his life.
Yeah, they've done that quite a lot. I'm surprised this team, I guess they haven't had time to VOD review in the middle of the tournament, but they do that so many times. They just send the Omen smoke at the front so no one can see anything, and they just send the Omen in to plant and then just teleport out so he doesn't get caught by any lines of sight. Hilton now, he's at 13 health. Wait a minute. He's just in the corner, gets tagged by a dart. Of course he's not going to survive that. And so much information able to get into that site through the smoke. So all this vision denial isn't going to do very much if they can't kill these players out in mid. There goes one. There are 2 remaining, one in the window as well as one in the lower site. Cubby in mid, and Easy does get 1 frag advice. Stereo kills onto him as well, and Easy to finish it off onto the final defuser. Tried to stick it, but no dice for him either. So 2 left alive. Okay, well, 1 left alive.
That was a dicey round too, and a bit of an unfortunate gamble there for Ambush on that first round, right? They 3-stack A, 2-stack C, leave B open, and just so happens that is exactly where Serenity ends up. So they're going to get that 1-0 lead as expected. They're going to buy some Spectres. Still just a Ghost here for Scourge. Might be saving for that Operator. That would be an ambitious play, especially on the attack, but wouldn't put it past him.
It's actually interesting how I think on this team we see Scourge prioritized on the op over Showtime. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Maybe it's a comfort thing, but that's definitely something to consider if and when Jet ever gets nerfed. Maybe the Reyna is the agent that we see taking up those reins.
One player was spotted over toward that A lane, so that's the side that the smoke is going to be prioritized on, but there is also the Cloudburst over towards C lane. This is just a bloodbath right now, not going too well for Ambushes. They are the ones getting ambushed. Dawn has just been on the site the entire time and will actually manage to get the 1 frag, but 1 is all that Dawn is going to be allotted. On to Sean. That's going to be that second round, expectedly going over to Serenity.
Yeah, nothing surprising, pretty standard stuff. Sean's a bit broke, but his teammates have more than enough money if they want to buy him in. But it is that bonus, like you said, like you say all these times, so who they're considering as well, just as long as we are. 39, so if he does decide to buy out by himself, he'll be literally just broke in the rounds coming. But no, he decides for a Sheriff. All right.
Yeah, I think that's smart. You get some firepower, but 1,800, no matter what happens this round, we'll have enough to buy next round, and that's really the round that's important. This round is the bonus round. We've been saying it all night, but for anyone who might just be tuning in, it's the round that once you've won the first 2, as long as you've kept some guns, you're looking mostly to do damage to the enemy team's economy rather than actually take this round as a win. This is going to be just a straight up blitz out onto the C site. Not a great start, but at least it's that 1-for-1 trade. Trades everywhere right now, but ultimately the better firepower, the more stacked team is going to be those defenders with those phantoms. Just the Spectre available there for Sean. He's going to fake the plant, go for the shock dart. He was hoping to bait somebody in, but no dice for him. Both shock darts now used. And here comes the rush onto site. Spectre did a pretty bit of damage there, and just a body shot would put 1 to bed, but great swing there from AB up on the logs. And that's not too bad of a round for the defense.
Yeah, that was a world. Sean has done some pretty ridiculous stuff before, but that was a tall task even for him. So it's starting out a bit rough. like personally in his scoreline. A couple of the players that we think we would show up aren't necessarily, but Showtime has his time in the spotlight. Now, easy little setups. And actually a stack, kind of. I think leaving the Cypher solo on C with the util across the map and doubling up A long, getting some early info here with DSR as a recon. A stun. Yeah, so that actually makes sure that no one's crossing behind that cyber cage, which is really cool. So they have super, like, I guess, good security on A. Maybe rotating one off soon, but the rest of the players sitting pretty on this B, on the C, and Omen, I don't know if he's spotted very much because he was looking down long, I think. At least that's what the minimap kind of showed when he hit that teleport and canceled immediately.
And there is a trap wire here. So if this is just that hard hit onto B site we've seen Serenity do time and time again today, they're going to run straight through that trap wire, and that's going to be an issue for them. Especially since that Apathy is just waiting here. Oh, even though he's flashed, he's going to be able to grab one, make it two. Thanks to that trap wire that Serenity just run headlong into. Rough going for them. They still have control of the spike, and they can just use smokes to get themselves away, but they're running out of time to actually transition this into a take on a different site.
30 seconds. Yeah, it's going to be tight. I mean, driving towards the A because it's gone so slow that no one's really sure it's still going to be a B commit, but they're all sitting inside a lobby. They have to make this work now if they want to actually make a push. 20 seconds. They're running solo on time. The Silva's going to go up towards heaven, and Hilton here with his stun.
Oh, this is great.
To send a fault line through. Yeah, there's not much of a chance. 10. The Silva has to have the spike. It has to get planted right now, and Sean is going for so many gunfights and winning most of them, but there's no plant. Jet has to retreat. Watch their backs just in case someone's going hunting, but everyone's just sitting calm, wanting to keep their own guns. So 2-2. Deja vu again.
Yeah, just a bit of a slow start there for Serenity, ultimately. I mean, they worked their way up B. They didn't really play the information game. They just sort of slow walked up to B, held their position for forever, and it gave plenty of time to the defensive ambush to just rotate however they felt like, get into all the positions necessary. Even if Apathy wasn't able to hit those shots, it still would have been a very difficult take for them onto that B site because there were so many players at the ready to collapse onto B. Serenity, this time they're going to clear that same trap wire with the Owl drone, so at least some information. And now, if you're the defenders, you have to at least consider, hey, we no longer have any info on B, and thus you can see two players rotating off of A to cover different places on the map.
Cover going out.
Quick peek, just gives it up. Really doesn't want to lose his life there, so that's pretty smart. Keeps himself active, and then the breach coming back towards the heaven as well. Apathy's gonna tuck into this short cubby position, and they're gonna hear him teleport away, but not where he's teleporting to. And are they gonna check it? They seem to be slightly aware, but Advice shows his guns first. So he gets taken out, and the flash timed pretty perfectly with the smoke. That was really smart from him to cut off line of sight from that short player. So he gets that kill as well as his teammates having the assist from that flash. He eventually goes down to Sean, but not much of a surprise because this man can do his own work himself. But on the reload, he actually peeks when his magazine's not completely in yet. So AB takes him down anyways. 3-2 for ambush at this point.
And Serenity are just committing so hard to sites right now. Like, there's no fakes. There's no... They're not really playing the information game, right? They're not sending people over to one site and then faking toward another like we saw them... like we saw them do earlier. They're just hard committing to sites, and right now Ambush is reading them like a book on a lot of those commitments. I mean, Apathy played that so well. He put the smoke down at first and then teleported. There's no reason for him to teleport there, like outside of the fake he went for, other than to get on top of a box. So that's what the Cypher was kind of looking for. Apathy will get caught this time in the window, but because he was in the window, I don't know if they expect another player here.
Oh, that's actually kind of big that he gets out alive too. Of course, he's Reyna, so I guess the best agent to do that with. And she's not going to expect another in the window either. But okay, Advice barely lands those shots. That was so close. And he has a rifle for his efforts as well, thank goodness. But these players sitting inside the connector, they're going to catch him off. But Easy, hello. Well, he's already on A, and Control fully taken. This Jet's up in heaven as well with that hero off, and he gets the plant down before the Hunter's Fury is able to extract in time from DSR's pockets. So they have a really, really solid setup on this post plant.
DSR not able to take down that Omen either. Easy's going to get away with that plant. Not with a ton of health, admittedly, so this retake is very much a possibility, especially considering how much information this recon dart could get. A strange place for it. It actually ended up in that cubby back toward the defender spawn, and that's a beautiful flash. That's going to stall so much time here. Oh, no. You're going to hit that shot Showtime, but Sean will cover. Sean will cover. Don't even worry about it. This guy's always hitting his shots.
I think the rule of thumb, like, don't get me wrong, our observer's been doing absolutely excellent. This is some massive clips that he's been hitting.
Yeah,
but like, I think, yeah, honestly, like, I think when Sean is alive, like, no matter what, I think he's just watching. it doesn't matter what happens.
Sean is a very strong player, and like we were talking about in Serenity's earlier games, he's often set up to succeed by the rest of Serenity, right? So Sean taking the Showtime and Easy rather taking the more aggressive angle allows Sean to come around and get those frags.
And it's like, it's insane how reliable he is, because like some people have to worry about like the how. And like with him, it's like you just have to worry about the what. You tell him what to do, and he is expected in that position, and everyone knows that he's just gonna do his job.
Oh, that was so much info gained by DSR right there, though. I believe he spotted 3 in a lobby, so now it's gonna be that heavy lean toward the right side of the map, right? Even the Cypher, who's just left utility on C and in Garage, well, I was gonna say is leaning toward the other side, but he actually goes back towards Long. This has actually become a lean off of A because the defense expects there to be a wraparound from the attacking team. Fault line is going to stall a bit along with some flashes. The breach finally utilized. This is what I've been looking for all day here. And Sean's not going to be able to get much with that Hunter's Fury. Doesn't need to. Scourge will clean up the site. That was nearly the collateral there. Beautifully lined up by Scourge. And this is a rough retake now. The Empress is available as well as the Neural Theft, but if you can't get the Neural Theft AB, then this retake's not happening, especially since Dawn has the Operator, so the Empress, not exactly the highest value on the op.
You can just fire off shot after shot over and over again, faster than usual, at like the rate of, I don't know, 2 a second instead of 1. But yeah,
it's not the most efficient.
No.
To increase the rate of fire on the Operator. I'm going to be real, and it seems that Ambush, they recognize that. They're just going to go for the save. Smart play. A 2v4 is a pretty tough retake in general, so this is going to be Serenity taking the lead here. Oh, Scourge, are you going to get out in time? Yeah, you need the knife out, buddy. Okay, he's good. He's good. He's fine. No worries. That's the 4th round on the board for Serenity. They will take the lead.
Man, I actually got excited for that too. Like this is I think the first breach that we've seen on stream, if I'm correct.
Second,
so,
I think today.
Did one before.
I believe we had one in our very first match.
I'm trying to remember. I swear.
It was either first or second, I think. I don't expect. It's been a lot of Valorant today.
Yeah,
There's been several matches.
I should have been taking notes. I took notes on the team. So no, because it was Serenity versus Enhance. So it definitely was not the first game. Because I know Enhance had the Phoenix and Serenity's kept the same lineup, I think.
Yeah, okay. Maybe this is the first. No, it's got to be the second. I know we've seen Rolling Thunders today. Anyway.
Has Shiba played it?
Getting back into... Yeah, I think it was Shiba. I think it was that second. Another B take being set up here. But another beautiful read by the defense. Look how heavily they lean into this B site already. There's that smoke going through. Paranoia coming out. Doesn't really hit much of anything.
Oh.
Rolling Thunder committed from a lobby to delay this push. It tags a couple,
What?
but it doesn't get deep into gardens, so those shots are so easy for Sean and Showtime. B-site has just been clobbered entirely. Hilton, he threw his ult out, but now he's all alone.
I need to go back in the VOD and see where he threw that ult from. I think it must have been...
He threw it from a lobby. So he threw it from a lobby to the door on B because he thought it was going to be a hard hit. But there were like 3 players who stayed back toward the base of window where Scourge is going right now and didn't get tagged by it. So when his team swung out to take those frags, the people who were still completely fine just cleaned them
Just
up.
tapped heads. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was Sean and Showtime. Two of the best players we've seen in this tournament who didn't get tagged there. So, I mean, Scourge will get a little bit greedy, go for Hilton at the very end, but Hilton should be able to keep this gun.
Ooh,
Unless
isn't
he
it
takes
peep
this
by
1v1
an op?
into the op.
Oh,
No, okay, he's fine. Whoa.
That's
a little close to the spike. He felt the draft on that, but he's okay. He'll save the gun. But the economy looking pretty rough here for Ambush on this defense.
Yeah, 3 can both players, 4 and a couple others, so they can buy if they want to, if they really want to force. But like, I don't know about this situation. They are. Dawn's going for it. DSR's got a sheriff, but bought up by Hilton.
No, DSR will buy up. Yeah. This is an ambitious one, right? Another option that was available to Ambush is they could have gone for like a light buy, making sure they had enough money to buy next round and then try to damage the economy. But also, there's been several rounds in a row won for Serenity, so you really need to actually get a win on the board rather than just taking some guns away.
Ooh, garage control. Literally just in. Scourge has walked in the door and is ready for a challenge. Sees the tip of the head from the Omen on the enemy team. And they're just going to give it up completely. Flash at the back of the site, but how much can he do with that? Empathy just cancels, tries to get some info. No one's going to be that far back to show any bodies, and Scourge is just sitting here. He's just waiting patiently and flashed out, and Dawn's going to clean up that kill. So now garage control in favor of the defenders. So 2 out of 3 now. They've got the better footing because these attackers are all stuck on the site. They don't have the Sova on the long position to try and throw out a recon for late round. So everyone's just got to win their fights, and they're all being lost. 1 in turn from the defense. Stereo frags from both Dawn and Apathy. They're the only players that need to even spring into action other than with utility and flashbangs and paranoias and whatnot. So 4 to 5, leading 1 round closer to evening it up again.
And Scourge getting caught in garage there. Well, it made sense for him to cover that position, right? I don't really pin this on Scourge. It wasn't really a fault of his own. But him getting caught in garage enabled the neural theft from AB, right? And once that neural theft goes out, you know where everyone's playing. They cannot reposition. There's no time and no space allotted to them as they're using all of their smokes to stall the defense, right? So Ambush got to just set up exactly how they wanted to for that take, and they knew where everyone was going to be. Beautiful swings from Dawn and Empathy perfectly shut down the post plant, and they get a much needed round for them as they can now go into this round with guns and some economy to boot, right? Because they actually managed to win that last round with a lot of players. So as we look into this round, this A take, it feels like it's already been read. Look at the mini map, man. There's so many players on this side already.
Literally 2, but practically 3, maybe 4 make it the Omen, because Sova's got that Hunter's Fury ready for that plant deny, and that's interesting. Omen, I think, did he tap it in the default position? Then he moved. He's not even going to get taken out, so he stays alive after that plant. So he's trying to flash back in for his team, clearing out graffiti as well, but no one's going to be there, so that's going to displace absolutely nobody. Spray into the smoke with some wall hacks as well, helped out by Sean, and he's got 2 of his own. Scourge with the 1 after that, and Dawn now last alive. He actually lands that shot. That's some nice stuff. But yeah, that's his
not much you can do there for Dawn, but I respect that shot. I respect it.
He's got the red op too, so that's just like cementing his place into phase.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Need a drop.
And you know,
Thank you.
it feels a bit odd that Ambush gave up the site as easily as they did there, considering how heavily they were leaning on that side of the map, right? They didn't have any actual players on site, though, is the problem, right? They had 4 players toward A, but they didn't have anyone on A who could throw out utility and actually stop that from, or that push from occurring, right? So even though they had tons of people on that side of the map, they still had to go for the retake, which is very unfortunate. Because, you know, you let 5 people onto the site, post-plant is pretty difficult. It's not going to get easier from here.
All right, Sean. All right, Scourge. You just walk in, get the kills. I think Scourge just actually wallbang that guy in the face behind the metal box and just goes for the spray anyways and just takes him down with the body. And then Sean just does Sean things and just headshots people. I don't
think
know if he's gonna
AB
read
saw the gun.
this. Neither player
Anybody gonna
knows about the other.
expect AB? Yep, Sean got it. Okay, after AB gets the 1 kill, so not all is lost on that flank, but considering it was an econ, not what you were hoping for out of that eco round, especially going into this last round. But I mean, realistically, even if they had gotten 4 guns away from Serenity there, they're still buying this round. So
8.7 grand.
yeah, a lot of money, tons of money here for Serenity on their last attacking round, and they've been doing an excellent job thus far.
Can I just point out like the ridiculousness that Sean just pulled? Like he turned around and killed the flanker in spawn, and then he like turns again 180s back to the window and kills 2 other people.
Yeah. I mean, man, that's Sean things at this point. We expect that from this guy. He's been a nut all night, and it's not going to stop. Scourge is really putting on a show this game, too, honestly. He's been playing the Reyna pretty much every time we've seen him, but it feels like he's getting a lot more clean entries with the Reyna this time around.
Get out of my way.
That's the thing, right? His aim has always been on point, I think, from what we've seen. This time, he's just getting all the positionings and all that stuff down, and it's working. Oh, that okay. Showtime trusted his teammate a bit too much. And he goes to the second shot a bit too late, but he takes him down anyways until he's traded by Dawn. And Dawn's got no idea where this guy's going. Yeah. He's on A.
Oh, that is so unfortunate there for Dawn. Saw the top of the Omen's head, but the shadow step away there.
Wait, he ulted with an ult?
Oh, I don't know if Dawn's going to expect this position in heaven either.
Wait, that's an interesting smoke. They leaves a massive gap for him to walk in. But Dawn, he's just checking every single corner. Even playing off that smoke himself. And make himself more hidden
no matter what happens here, Dawn should be done for. Because he should be expecting to play long, not from heaven. So he's going to tap the bomb and look toward long. But he had no idea that Easy was up above his head. That's just a dunk down from heaven for Easy in an 8th round secured as we exit the first half.
That's so smart from Easy. Like, holy crap. I don't know if that smoke was intentional like that. Maybe he actually accidentally threw it. But maybe it was kind of like skewed in a fashion where it'd be like, oh, Dawn's running in and the smoke is crap. Maybe he's going to think I threw it when I was running or something. And he has to go long. He has to be either there or short. But no, he's chilling in heaven. He's just kind of just, all right, I'm here. No big deal. Just big brained you. That was really nice from Easy.
Very well done from Easy. And now we move into the defender half for Serenity. They're looking pretty strong. They're looking very well defined in this game. You know, I've had some concerns with their decisiveness before in a lot of these matches, but they're looking well refined going into this loser semi. Ooh, Showtime. As I say that, I feel like a caster curse in there. That's a classic one.
Wait, no one else is here. They let Showtime solo A with a Cypher ship on short. That's not something I guess this team likes to do it, but just in general, I think that's something you see very often. Dawn's going to be left here after they rotate
off. This is so
off.
unfortunate for Ambush because they had no idea that the site was free there. Because you don't expect the site to be free here. So Dawn's on A now and is like, hey guys, I think they didn't have anyone else here. We could have just gone A. Guys,
wait, they're coming back.
And now we're creeping back towards A because Dawn is like, hey guys, they're gone. And now the defense is all confused, right? Because they're like, well, we didn't have anyone, but they didn't plant. Are they leaving? Are they coming back? There's a smoke. I think they're coming back. Great aftershock up into heaven there. Prevents that shock dart, which would have decimated the push.
Oh, that actually kills one. That kills a spike carrier. Now he's under heaven. How did that just happen? How is that so unfortunate? Scourge has to make his way over still, but that shock dart makes that into a 2 versus 2 from like a 4v4. One shock dart is all that took. And now the planner has 21 health. The Reyna's not looking too good either. And the Reyna's actually gonna go, oh, okay, Dawn gets a frag. So he should be able to at least get some info, if not get the heal. But it doesn't matter, he just lands a headshot to Sean anyways.
That was so dicey for Ambush. So many times throughout that round, but especially in that last frag there. If anybody turns, if you come out of that, and I believe it was Scourge, looks towards Hell and looks towards DSR, instead of taking the 1v1, Like, I'm not convinced that that round goes the same way. Because then you
Yeah.
don't have the crossfire for the retaking Sova to worry about. That round could have gone so differently. But Scourge will lock it down by the skin of his teeth. Or not Scourge, rather. Dawn, sorry.
They're both just as talented, so that's understandable.
They're both playing Reyna,
Ooh.
too. You know, how often do we
Exactly,
see
yeah.
Reyna? Ooh, that's a very
dude.
aggressive push right there. Not going to quite work out for Showtime. Or Easy.
That's literally everyone. Everyone's
Literally
here.
all 5 of them. And once all 5 of them get spotted, guess what? The spike is just going to waltz on to B. Very easy plant there. Not too much worrying about that, but I believe were there any SMGs picked up there? I don't think so, actually. Looking at it, looking at the player outlines, it doesn't seem like Serenity were able to grab any SMGs out of that. So still working at a pretty hefty disadvantage.
Oh.
Shock
Oh
right there
no, he missed the dart.
won't tag much of anything, but it's all down to Sean. And yeah, he's a nut. Sean is very good, but there's only so much you can do. That'll be the 6th round put on the board. As expected, it is the anti-eco after that very first pistol round. But it wasn't inexpensive for Ambush. So keep in mind, they have to make that decision in their heads now. Like, how much do we invest into this next round? Luckily, DSR seems to have been one of the people taken down, and he still has so much money in his pocket. He had 5,500 going into this round, so he can actually just fully buy a Phantom and still feel confident that if they lose this round, he can buy up now.
That is actually crazy. They obviously they've won 2 rounds, but I'm wondering what he's been buying, like utility-wise, to make himself. Like, he's just rich. This is balling.
Get kills, get money. Simple
Honestly.
as that. And get plants down, keep in mind. Because these are the attacking teams, right? You get that extra money from planting that spike.
Ooh, tagged by a dart. So they left B free again. This is I guess this is pretty standard. They'd be a complete retake. No trips on the flank. Now that's even more interesting because that lets them double flank. B control is completely in favor of the attack, but the difference between this team and most other teams is they don't sit back in long, or they don't sit back inside of mid. They push through and they try and get the kills. Dawn's back in the back position of Gong and gets a kill on it easy with that pistol. DSR following up with a Phantom. So easy frag so far, but now Advice, the flank is finally showing, and Showtime has another kill to show of his own. DSR gets the first onto Advice as well, but that leaves Showtime last live on their team. So another attacking round victory. That was an interesting one because, yeah, again,
3 in a row. That was the bonus round win. So now Serenity's economy is in the gutter. They cannot get much of anything this time around. Giving up that B site, most of the time, yeah, it is not an outrageous play to give up B site on Haven, right? Because you can go for the retake. It's one of the easier sites to retake, especially when you have that flank. But like you were calling, because of that aggressive push out into A-Link, you couldn't really synchronize your retake properly, and it became more staggered, which becomes much more difficult to actually pull off. A cheeky push here out in mid from Serenity on their defense, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to find much of anything. Easy's waiting in window, but nobody is going to challenge that. Instead, the entirety of Ambush is just creeping down a long. They are going to run into players. This is a great read, actually, from Serenity on the defense. They thought that this could go this direction. If only Showtime hits that shot, that this becomes a winnable round. Unfortunately, that was the last real chance that Serenity had to turn this into a thrifty. From here on out, it's just, can you steal some guns away?
Man, that was actually so possible for a second. Not only because, like, that, yeah, they had position and they had a really fast flank if that kill were to go through, but the Reyna was, like, what, 60 health? So
yeah,
one
Dawn was
headshot
low.
does the kill. Yeah.
Exactly. It's very interesting how passive, actually, that Serenity are playing this. They only have sheriffs. You would think that they want to go forward and deal some damage to the economy of the attacking team of Ambush, but Scourge is instead just waiting on flank, trying to get exit frags with this sheriff.
What's the time like right now? Actually, I have the volume.
The spike is going
pretty.
on. Yeah,
Okay.
there it is.
I was like, everyone's just gone. Everyone's off the site, and Easy's just like kind of chilling there. I wondered if he could go for like a zip mix or something.
Nah, there wasn't enough time. Not realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if he does go for that, the timing that you have to actually get onto the spike there would have
true.
still been people watching from a long, who could have like gone back and made sure that he got taken down.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, despite like the site looking rather empty, it wasn't really a winnable round. Once Dawn was able to take out Showtime, that became just an easy round for Ambush. Now it's going to be a much more difficult round. They have to actually play up against those guns. But we're all tied up, score-wise. If Serenity want to actually make it to the losers finals and have a chance to get to the grand finals later tonight, they have to start putting some gun rounds on the board on their defense. And here's just going to be a rush onto B, it seems. Faked. 2 players are going to rush onto B, pulling all the defenders to that direction. Yes, this tag is going to be nasty, but no elimination comes out from Sean. He's not able to finish off that kill with the Hunter's Fury despite that recon dart. And the spike's getting planted over on C. This is a nasty split too. You can easily get pinched if you're not careful. Easy.
Oh
Gets
no!
angled.
What?
Dawn?
Oh.
Dawn is just setting up first player in a garage. That was so well done. It looked like a throw, but Dawn is just throwing himself to the wolves so that his teammates can get the kills.
I think my brain just might maybe just disconnected from the rest of my cranium. Oh, wait!
Excuse me?
He hasn't stopped moving!
The running headshot 90-degree flick. Okay, Hilton. Okay. You only get a few of those, so count your blessings while you have them, buddy.
Oh my. That round is just, what?
And Ambush is so rich now. Look at their money, man.
Yeah, oh my,
They
basically
buy
max.
pretty much for the rest of this half.
The only reason Dawn's
unless
at 3K.
something goes terribly wrong.
Yeah, there's actually no way. There's a max, let's see, 5 rounds? And the rest of this, like, standard time?
Yeah, I mean, they should be buying pretty significantly. Good dash there. Even blind, Showtime will be able to get out of danger. But once again, Eco, you know, we've been saying it all night. There have been a few thrifties tonight. And the jet knives certainly help, but Showtime has to actually get an angle, and it doesn't seem like Ambush are going to give him one. Instead, they're just going to waltz down C long, where there aren't really any players holding. And the 2 players who are even in a vague position to get onto the side are smoked off, so this is very rough.
Oh, he's waiting for the dart, but he misses the shots, and he gets traded. Wow, that's... You can tell that they had the coordination to go like, okay, I've got some wall hacks for you, just sit in the smoke. But then he missed, and he literally just got counter spammed. That's something, you just bait the util. It's all the mind games, every single neuron going in favor of Ambush. Like, their name might imply one thing, but they're certainly not just plants. Because these guys are doing so much work. Sean's got one, but AB here to shut them both down to spawn. And 10 to 8, 5, 6 rounds in a row for Ambush. And they're attacking half. Serenity haven't won a single defensive round.
Yeah, this is rough strengths for Serenity, and it feels like Ambush really are playing the differential in weapons very intelligently, right? Like even in that round, Serenity stack on the other side of the map because they know, hey, if we want to win a thrifty, what we have to do is trade some, pick up a couple guns, and then look to actually come back in the round from there. So instead of taking hard firefights, Ambush just look to see where a couple players are and then run to the other side of the map. Brilliantly done. Secures them an easy plant, and the post plant, once you have 5 actual ARs versus 5 sheriffs, I mean, you shouldn't be losing that any day of the week.
And like even just like the micro plays too, like baiting out the jet dash with the flash, knowing that she's gonna be probably doing something dumb and out of position, like this. Like last round, you can't do this if you don't have a dash. Like you're so exposed. And now he's not afraid to go for more of these blind challenges because he has that security. But last round, they baited that out and be like, okay, he can't really do much other than get 1 kill with the dash, right? And that, like, so much faith in himself right now. 2 kills already, entries off the board, just getting dry peeked over and over again. So that's a 2-man advantage for the side of the defense, which is really, really good on this map.
This needs to be the round where Serenity turn this around, because if they somehow lose this from a 3v5, you can basically call the match.
Yeah.
They need to put this one on the board. They cannot let
left.
this push down C-Long catch them. Paranoia just barely perfectly timed to catch Apathy, not looking the proper direction. And when the swing comes out, Easy's got teammates to back him up. That'll be around secured. Finally, on the defense here for Serenity. They aren't done just yet, folks. This is still very much possibly a tight game.
That's the... It took this long, but that round was so clean, it was kind of disgusting. I don't know what the heck. Like, they lost a player already, you get picked off by a jet op. Like, it happens, right? Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you've won 6 rounds in a row and you're getting too confident and you just kind of walk in and be like, all right, I can take any fight I want. But
the
Showtime...
first frag there really wasn't the one that was hurt for ambush.
No.
The second one, I put a couple question marks there, because you still had a breach. You can easily flash that angle out.
It's like you fool me once, and then that happens.
That's a tasty little shock dart. That was thrown across the map there.
Yeah, I mean, now they're aware.
Damage.
Now they're aware of these dumb spots that Jack can be playing. They're like, we're not just gonna drive peek again. I mean, I hope not.
And I think AB is actually just waiting for his cam to come back up before he actually goes for this.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's gonna put that camera there right there and check that angle to make sure nobody's playing it. And now that he's sure that there isn't an operator on short, he's going to call his team back over to push. The question is do they think that Showtime could be there?
He missed!
No, but Showtime doesn't quite hit the shot. A rare miss for Showtime. Not covered by advice either. So now we are right in the struggle bus for the defense. 3 are running out onto the site, and DSR across the map will even shut down Easy. Scourge is all alone trying to hold this down. Will put the spike on the floor. But now we'll get put on the floor in the advantageous way for the attacking team. They're going to actually be able to plant that. Oh! Scourge with the 180-degree flick, and now they just missed to get the intel.
Oh, no.
Doesn't quite matter as DSR will peek out of long and shut that down, but holy moly.
Oh, Scourge, I mean, he tried his best. That's just ridiculous gunplay from him. So they definitely ambush. They drop the ball 1 round, and they just slap themselves in the face, pick themselves back up, and be like, okay, we're never making that mistake again. They're never dying to a Showtime op in a random location ever again. They even throw a nerd dart from, like you said, the other side of the map or something, and it gets the guy on short A, and Showtime's like, what the heck is happening, dude? How do they know I'm here? And he can't find it. He's so flabbergasted he misses a shot on long. And now he's got a teammate for him to support. So the doubling up A with the Cypher util, with the trip, of course, in B. So it's not just completely stacked on this site, but still. They have to pay so much attention to this A site now because there is that threat of someone just walking up and being like, I'm confident enough. And I have 3 flashbangs to challenge you off this angle, Mr. Opper.
And this is one of the tricky things about Haven, right? Like, I mean, it's so hard to actually allocate your players on the defense here because there's only going to be 2 on site when this hard push comes out. That Paranoia is completely whiffed from Easy, right? So now you're trying to hold 2 against 5 and all that utility getting pumped in.
Revealing area.
There is going to be enough to actually dissuade the attacking team and send them over to the other side of the map.
I know exactly.
Ooh,
interesting.
These timings? This
The
are actually...
Neural Theft 2 exposes the 2 players here, so they know the Cypher will be on the actual site. He's gonna get spotted by that Owl drone. Oh, if I not gonna get anything out of that.
30 seconds left. Remaining.
Wow. Oh my, that was so big brain. The Owl drone into the cage to make sure no one's playing in there, and the Lear behind it because they know that, oh, he's pushing us, so we've got to do something about it. And that would have been such a big play from the Cypher if not for that little piece of utility put in the back lines to make sure they don't get aggro peek. That's insane. That's some really mental stuff from Ambush.
You gotta give it to Ambush. They are playing clinical Valorant right now. A lot of other teams going for that push would have had the info from the Neural Theft and not committed the Owl drone because of it, right? They would have just said, hey, whatever, we know where they're playing, and just rush forward. And like you said, possibly lose a couple to Advice who went for that aggro push, but they don't risk anything ambush. They say, hey, we have more than enough money, just spend the owl drone. We can play this safe, we can play this smart. We don't have to risk anything, and because of that, they'll get themselves match point. They're just one round away from getting to that lower bracket final. Scourge with that first frag, Andy avoiding on the flash, actually gonna get a second before he's finally taken out by AB, but that's flash is gone. Hilton is done. You only have the Leers now to work with, and with Dawn playing on that operator, more than likely gonna be playing a little bit further back, so those Leers not going to be the kind of tool you would necessarily expect for getting them onto a site. And even if they creep up onto B right here, a trap wire is going to give away their position, whether they're caught or they shoot it. And then there'll just be that 4v3 collapse from the defense.
And Sean has the Hunter's Fury. We've seen how good he is on this B side as well. If wherever he is on the map, he can just deny plants. And look at that. Yeah, he pushes them off. And one goes down. Second spot. He just denies again. That's so much time being wasted. Epathy's pushed up, and he needs to get a kill in this position. Or the Reyna, one or the other, or both. He can possibly make it happen. And he goes for one, gets the first headshot, but an immediate trade from Easy as well. They're in sight, though. These attackers, they might be blind, but Dawn trying to make a play, exposes the location, but he is still the Reyna, so makes it almost. Just barely misses the second headshot in Advice because of that reset time, because he is in that Empress, faster fire rate and everything. That's so close for him, but he almost just ended that map right there and then, even after that monstrous play from the defensive Reyna.
And, you know, we haven't been toting Sean's praises as much this map as we have throughout the rest of the day, but that recon dart is the only reason that retake even happens, right? Because Apathy is forced into that trade, right? He's not able to sit back and try and catch someone off guard, catch two people off guard. He's forced into that trade, and even though Sean goes down for his efforts, Easy is able to trade that out, and then you're still working for those one-for-one trades, which, if you have more players, which Serenity did, that's all you really need. This is looking a little bit rough at the start here. Advice is going to take some nasty damage, down to just 11 health. No way you're going to be able to cross that either.
But maybe they think he did. Maybe they expect him to be out of that position. Maybe they're like, okay, he's gone. They even fired the shock dart to make sure that he couldn't get out. But this Cypher, okay, never mind.
See, and that's the thing about Ambush, man. Other teams would have potentially expected that to have been a full rotate. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, but Ambush, they just played too clean for that. I mean, that orb take was a bit ambitious.
I mean, dude, like, you can't get around. Like, that's literally just a blind shot. Maybe in another world,
We've had
fakes the
so
orb
many
take.
blind op shots this day.
Yeah,
We've had so, like, we
insane.
started the day out with absurd blind operator shots. And those have not gone anywhere. We've had those all day long, but you're going to need more than just operator shots here. Once again, it's down to Sean and Easy. That's a nasty paranoia this time around. Is going to be hit with a couple flashes too, so that's not exactly the control you were looking for if you're Easy, but this crossfire is pretty well done. It's at least expensive for these two to get out onto the site. I don't know if they expect—
Wait, he's already here!
He'll already be here!
What?
I think that was the collab at the end. Oh, devastation strikes Serenity. As Ambush clean it up, they will make it to the lower bracket final and have their match.